Hi guys, I just thought I'd put this video together just to show you a more detailed overview of this program. And as you can see, it's an Excel spreadsheet, which means it can be a bit complicated. There's multiple things going on. We've got lots of tabs, lots of information. So if I can clarify any problems that you may have in this video, that would be cool, and hopefully it'll make things easier for you. So as you can see here, if we go along to the tabs, this first one is exercise notes. So this here is going to give you a brief outline of how the months are going to run. So for example, if we take a look at month 1 for our man Rob, his goal's fat loss. Again, we'll put the details in there. You can put the details in there. And this just gives, so month 1, we're going to be getting started and gaining consistency. Month 2 is probably going to be much of the same. And then month 3, 4, we can look to change things as and when is necessary. Also, further down, we've got this key. So this key says understanding reps in reserve. So on the program itself, you'll notice I use this term reps in reserve. So what does it mean? It means how many more reps can you get with a certain weight. So that is it in a nutshell. And we'll cover that a little bit more in a little while. As you can see, we've got the weekly overview here. So as we can see, you're going to be doing an upper, lower, push, pull, lower type split with Saturday and Sunday for rest. This is quite, it might not look too much on paper, but as we progress through the weeks, what you've got to remember is we're going to be starting off, not too much of it high intensity. That means it allows us to add sets, add weight, add volume to the sessions as time goes on. So that's that page. You'll notice as well, I've put 1 rep maxes and all that kind of thing. Again, if you don't know your 1 rep maxes, you can put, you can actually work it out based on these sort of guidelines. I'll repeat that again. I lost my words for a second. Never mind, we'll carry on. Yeah, this is just going to basically calculate 1 rep maxes. So if I put 77 in there, then that's going to calculate. So if my 1 rep max is 77, it won't work on here because this is in Google Sheets. When you download this document, it'll be an Excel spreadsheet. So when you change that number in there, that'll correlate and change all of those. So, right, the training itself. As you can see at the top, we've got movement preparation. And I don't want you to overlook this. And the reason for that is because so many people overlook injury prevention and warming up in the quest that it takes too much time and basically they can't be arsed. This is imperative to getting the most out of this program. I haven't put a load of stuff in there. I've just put basic things that is going to help your shoulders, for instance. Basically, when we get blood pumping around the muscles, we're reducing that risk of injury. And again, we're going to improve range of motion, which means we can get those muscles to the fully lengthened position and therefore potentially get more growth. Anyway, so as you can see here, if we go down the left hand side, we potentially start with a barbell bench press, and we've got here 3 sets of 8. On week 1, we're going to be doing 65% of your 1RM. So if we go back to exercise the 1RM calculator, you'll be able to have a look at there, look at that, and then plumb that number in and put the weight on your barbell or whatever. Week 2, we up the weight to 70% and we're doing 1 less rep. Week 3, we up the weight again and we're doing 1 less rep again. So do what is put on the spreadsheet. Don't go doing your own thing. The reason I've planned this workout has a specific purpose, i.e. we're going to get stronger and we're going to add some muscle tissue. Next exercise, as you can see here, we've got Pendlay row, which is a barbell row. If you're unsure of the exercises, Google them. They're not hard to find. And if we're going to do 3 sets here on week 1 of 12 reps, and as you can see in this grey column, we've got that reps in reserve. So what we're going to do here is we're going to train 3 reps from failure. Then the next week, we're going to actually add another set on. This time we're going to be training 3 reps from failure on 2 of the sets. Then for these other 2 sets, you're going to put 2.5 kilos on the bar. So when it comes to sort of weight increments, you're looking at anywhere sort of between 1.25 kilos per side and 2.5 kilos per side. If you try to take jumps bigger than that, you'll struggle longer term. So week 3, we've got 5 sets of 12, as you can see here. We've got 3 reps from failure on the first 2 sets. Then we're putting the weight up a little bit more, and we're working 2 reps from failure. So this weight here, where you're working 2 reps from failure, is going to be the same weight as you did the previous week. Moving on to week 4, we've got a deload. So we're going to lighten the weight. We're still going to go through the motions, but a deload is just to sort of get the body back to balance and ready for attacking week 5. Again, this sort of follows suit throughout the whole program. So when you see reps in reserve, you know you're training 3 reps from failure. And obviously this allows us to progress using an auto-regulation model. So that's not based on the percentage model as it is up here. Down here, it's going to be based on how you're feeling on that particular day, because life changes. Week to week, you might have more stress. So if we can gauge the bulk of the program on how you're feeling that particular day, it's just better for you. Again, yeah, we're using a lot of reps in reserve. When we get to the 8 to 12 range, for example, this is basically, I'm going to let you choose the numbers. And how that will work, say if you go in the middle ground for 10 reps here, what I want you to be able to get a particular weight at 10 reps for 3 sets, if that makes sense, at the same weight. What might explain that better is if we flick. So here we've got this key. So if you have a look at that key, week 1, if we work in between 8 to 12 reps, we're going to get 3 sets of 11 reps at 20 kilos. Then week 2, we're potentially going to get 12 reps on one of the sets. Then the remaining 2 sets at 11 reps on the same weight. Then week 3, we might get 3 sets of 12 at the 20 kilo mark, let's say. From that point, if you're getting 3 sets of 12 at that certain weight, or 3 sets of 10, whatever you decide to choose, it's time to increase the load. And again, we're going to increase that load by about 2.5. So I hope this video has clarified a few points. I know I messed up in it a little bit. However, hopefully you should have more of an understanding about how the program works. Any questions, let us know, and I'll speak to you soon. See ya.